all I could do was scream into the darkness. I was in. I just kept going to the top of my lungs until suddenly everything.
Welcome to the Decadence of Umbra. Hello everyone, my name is Fernando de la Cruz, and welcome to the Decadence of Umbra. And I have a story to tell about a young boy named David, who's best friends with Alan. But then, an event occurs between them both that changes their lives forever. Let's begin.
That bell is so annoying. I just wish it would stop already. It's giving me a freaking headache. It's whatever. It's the last day of school. Not like that'll bother me for a while. No running, slow down. The date is June 1st, 1983. The last day that changed my life unexpectedly. I wish I knew why it had to be that day though. But no one knows when their life is going to change. Okay, let's not talk about this though. Let's start with how it all began. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're probably wondering who's talking to you. My name is David, and I'm going to be narrating this story for you. So sit back and listen up, alright? Life was rough at Allenwood Junior High, especially going on 13. You know, puberty years and squeaking all the time. Fun, right? It was either survive and get by or be eaten alive. I didn't have many friends in school. Well, except for Alan, or also known as my pal Al. So original, I know. But that's not the point. He was a funny kid as far as I remember, and happy as can be, even though he had a bad reputation of being dumb and quiet. I found that funny, how he got that title, because to me, Alan was the smartest and funniest kid I ever met. Then again, how he acted around huge crowds, it's no wonder he got that title. He was a shy little guy. But I'll never forget the first day Al and I met. It was the summer of 1981, a month before school started. As I was walking to my clubhouse, I noticed a U-Haul parked near a home, not far from mine. There he was, sitting on a doorstep, just staring at the trees. Weird. He looked bored. I mean, who wants to move boxes all day, right? So I walked to him to introduce myself, because hey, everyone needs a friend when they're new in town. Well, in the woods in this case. Yeah, did I mention that we live in the woods? Yep, great life outdoors here, right? Anyways, he didn't know how to respond. Not sure why. And he quietly told me his name was Alan. That's so funny. That's the name of the school that I go to. Really? Well, that is funny. Yup, Allenwood Elementary. We didn't live that far in the woods from each other, so I thought I'd show him around. His mother was excited that he met me. I'm guessing it's because he had no friends yet. But I didn't know much about where to take him, so I thought I'd take him to my secret hiding spot. Where are we going? This seems dangerous, said Alan. Don't be a baby, Alan. Come on, catch up. We had to hop down the short path by the river where it was a bit slippery. But I've done it so many times, it doesn't even bother me anymore. Alan, on the other hand, was a bit clumsy. Then I heard a splash and noticed he fell into the pond and dropped his glasses. Again. But at that time, I was not compassionate. So I wanted him to hurry up. Come on, Alan, we're almost there. He then picked up his glasses and followed me to the end. Wow. I was so thrilled by Alan's amazement. I know, right? I did it all myself. Juice boxes here, comics here, little TV there, and some goodies. You want some? No, thank you. My mom says candy is bad for me. I thought to myself, what is up with this kid? But everyone is raised differently, I guess. He just seemed so proper. But someone had to teach him how to bend the rules. Come on, Alan, just take one. One candy is not gonna kill ya. Alan then took one piece, and I felt bad for the kid because it looked like he never ate candy before. By the look of his eyes lighting up. He must have had parents as strict as nuns. Thank God I came into the picture. This is so cool. No one has ever wanted to hang with me before. But why did you want to, though? Well, I know how it is to be in your shoes, Al. So I thought I'd, help you out. Plus, I know I may seem cool and all. I mean, come on, right? But between you and me, I don't have that many friends either. So, do you want to be friends? Sure. I was so happy to hear that, but I didn't want to break my cool, so I shrugged it off, like it wasn't a big deal. We then shook on it to be best friends, forever, no matter what. Cool story, right? Well, that's how it all began between us. Yeah, I know, it sounds a little cliche, but I can't make this up, people. Anyways, let's fast forward to 2 years from now and go back to Allen Wood. Where was I? Right. We were set for summer. Nothing could make us want to stay around this school anymore. And dag, it felt so good emptying our book bags in the trash can. Then it all went downhill when he came. The one person who would always pick on us. Not sure why it was always us. But like I said, either survive and get by or be eaten alive. Well, if it isn't Alan Norwood and dumbass. Why don't you just leave us alone, Rich? Alan always stood up for me, even though he was the quiet one. Oh yeah? Well, what are you gonna do about it, Alan, you little piece of shit? Then Alan spat at Rich's face, and he was pissed. Thankfully, the principal came.
Alright. Break it up, you two. We don't need this type of nonsense.
The principal came right on time, as always. He always looked out for us. I guess it was mainly because he was close to my mom. He had a habit of looking out for me. Especially ever since my father died 2 years ago. Let's pause there. You're probably thinking to yourself, wait, your dad died? How'd this happen? Well, it's not something I like to talk about, but yeah, my dad died in a car accident. He was really good friends with Principal afterward, so I guess this was his way of honoring my dad. It just felt weird sometimes how he got close to my mom, but hey, my mom was happy. I miss my dad so much every single day. He was the one that helped me build that clubhouse. That's why I love hanging out there, because it makes me feel closer to him. Actually, it's ironic because that was around a couple months before I met Alan. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sobby now. My bad. Let's get back to the story.
Now, are you two alright?
Yes, Mr. Afterward, but you didn't have to do that. We could have taken him. Then the principal replied.
Now, as for you, Rich, do I need to talk to your father? Again?
No, sir, not at all. We were just playing around, that's all.
Then how about you do your little games with someone your own size?
Yes, sir. Rich then walked away to his car, but then he quietly whispered, "You're dead," from afar to us.
I don't know why he's always bashing you two, but you're safe now. Do you need a ride?
I felt weird being around him. It's almost like he was trying to treat me like I was his son. So I replied, "No, we can take it from here. That's what buses are for."
Alright. Then I'll see you later for dinner tonight. At your mother's.
Sounds good, sir.
Hey, Sport. I told you outside of school property. You can call me Blake.
Right, thanks again. So we finally got on the bus. I just couldn't be close to Blake. Cool guy though. Do you think Principal afterward likes your mom? I didn't know how to answer Alan, so I just make up something to get off the topic. So what do you want to do when we get back? Want to sleep over at the clubhouse? It was a great day today, so I didn't want anything to ruin it. Even this smelly bus. As we got off, I asked him if he wanted to race from here to the clubhouse. I thought I had a better advantage because I know different ways to get there. Plus, Alan is not much of a runner. But that never stopped Al. We dropped our bags, getting set to bolt. And boy, was I ready to go. Alright Al, we'll go on 3. And the last one there, has to eat the dust under my bed. What? That's disgusting, David. Well, then you better not lose out or you're going to be my new duster. I wasn't serious, of course, but I had to think of something. Lots of times the things that come out of my head are just random. This tells you how mature I was, right? Yeah, not so much, I guess. Alright Al, are you ready? Yeah, let's do this. Sweet. On your mark, get set, go! Then, we bolted our separate ways to see who could make it there first. The thing about these woods though, was that everything echoed. So I was always able to hear how far Alan was because of his breathing. He has asthma, so it was always easy to hear how close he was. You knew we were running because of all the darn sticks on the ground that we stomped on. But then all of a sudden, it got quiet. It seemed more quiet than usual. But I had to keep quiet though because I didn't want him to know where I was. Then out of nowhere, a silent echo of laughter slayed behind me. Alan? Okay, Al, this isn't funny anymore. I turned and ran backwards and tripped over a tree stump and banged the back of my head off a rock. It felt like I bashed my head off of needles, but I didn't want to ruin today, so I ignored it. As I got back up, I noticed something in the ground. It seemed like some type of material. This may sound weird, but it felt like it was meant for me to find it. Does that sound crazy to you? So I dug it up because I was curious about what it was. The ground felt fresh though because it was so easy to dig through. Then I noticed that the material looked like a piece of clothing. Alan! Then I was finally able to hear him run my way. And there it was. It was blood on a shirt. We then both froze. Because how can you react to something like that? Oh my god, what should we do? As he sucked his inhaler. I didn't know what to do. So I panicked because we were too young to go to jail. But why would we if we didn't do anything? I'm not sure why I thought we would get in trouble. This is something we should tell the police about, right? For some reason though, I reacted in a way that I never thought I'd react. We say nothing. We can't just let this go. What if we were to get in trouble for this? How? We didn't even do anything, David. We need to tell our parents about this. Call the police. Something. No, Al. Listen. This isn't our problem. I mean, look over there. That's my blood on the rock. What if they thought that I was involved? Do you want that for me? Al, you're my friend. Well, no, but then we say nothing. Let's just let this go. Besides, we're young. We just turned 13. Let's enjoy this summer. We don't need to deal with this. I knew it would have alarmed him, but I don't know. Something just came over me to not say anything. So he put back the little that I dug up and put the shirt back in to make it look like nothing happened. Now promise me you won't tell anyone. But Alan! He nodded. and then just walked past me, as if I didn't exist. At that moment, what I thought would be the best summer turned out to be far from what I imagined. We walked our separate ways, feeling regret, but as I turned around, it seemed like he vanished. I didn't understand what was going on, and then everything just disappeared. I thought I was in a dream. I started to feel like something was pulled out of me, as if a piece of my soul was ripped out. All I could hear was that mysterious laughter, again, over and over. It felt like I was swallowing dirt, making me unable to speak. Then all of a sudden, honey, time for dinner. I ended up in my bed somehow and realized it was just a dream, but it seemed so real. Also, I didn't even know how I got back. I didn't even know anything at all. Or did I just walk home after the bus? All I knew is that I was relieved and sweaty because of the nightmare I had.
Hey, how you doing, sport?
Well, that part was real. He did say he'd be here for dinner. I'm doing fine, Blake.
There we go now. Good to hear.
He seemed happy, and so was my mother. That's all that mattered to me. It was also a baked mac and cheese night, so it had to be a great night. Are you sure you're alright, honey? You've been acting funny ever since you got home. I didn't even remember coming back home. I was so confused and pressured for some odd reason. Did something happen between you and Alan? He seemed upset too. I wondered how she knew that. Did Alan walk me home? Either way, I didn't want to ruin anything, so I just avoided the question. Mom, we're fine. I'm fine. Just stop it.
Whoa. Now you apologize right now, young man. That is your mother,
said Blake. I'm not sure why I felt suffocated. All I knew was that I wanted to go for a walk. So I walked off to Alan's because I didn't know where else to go. Honey, I just couldn't rid these thoughts from my head, especially that laughter. This feeling inside, I don't know what it was. Like some type of movement in me. It just felt so wrong. What was happening to me? Was it guilt? Was it anger? Was it regret? Or was it all in my head? I then knocked on Alan's door, hoping that he'd answer. But turns out that no one was home at all. Which seemed odd because usually around this time, they're home, eating dinner. And all of a sudden, I see a glow of red and blue lights reflecting from the windows. The first thing that popped into my mind was what we found earlier today. The feeling got even worse. Maybe they'll convict me with murder. What's happening is what I thought to myself. So I ran to the site to see what was going on. Then I realized that they revealed who it was, which made me curious. As I came closer, I saw my mother crying, which made no sense because I just left my house. I walked over and yelled, "Why can't anyone hear me? Hello? Hello?" But no one could hear me. I don't know how no one could. I was right there. I guess I was invisible. I walked over toward the hole and saw who it was. It was someone that I couldn't believe that it could be. And that person was me. After realizing who it was, I noticed that a part of me was fading. Was I dead this whole time? I didn't understand. I just couldn't accept what was happening. Then an echo of memories came to my mind, all at once, that I didn't know existed. Everything disappeared again, but this time, everything went black. The feeling of breathlessness was gone. I guess it's true what they say, that the truth will set you free. But why of all the things did it have to be this? I went back in time when we had our race to the clubhouse, where I heard that laughter. I turned around and saw Alan. All of a sudden, all I could see was red. Then from Alan hitting my head, making me feel like I got hit with needles, ending in darkness. When I woke back up from that impact, I felt something hitting my face, causing me to choke. Dirt was falling into my mouth. I was being buried alive. Then as I reached my hand up to say stop, I felt a sharp object going through me, stopping me from being able to speak. This entire time, the body I found was me. This whole time. I guess maybe I was still alive trying to reconnect with myself. But it was no use, because death itself prevented me from discovering whose clothes it was. That then explained the reason why I couldn't tell anyone or keep what I found a secret, because it was my time. I then ended up in a world of darkness, which I guess is the other side, or the world of the unknown. The truth was, it was my best friend, Alan, the one who I thought I could count on, was the one who killed me, without any reason. I thought we were friends, but it's obvious that nothing I did meant anything to him. All I could do was scream into the darkness. I was in. I just kept going to the top of my lungs until suddenly everything stopped. I couldn't even hear myself. All I could see was a bright light. I felt as if I was home. I smelled fresh homemade cooking from my mother, and everything was calm. Everyone was happy. But why? I'm dead, aren't I? Are you alright, honey?
What's wrong, Spot? Are you alright?
It was as if this whole room cleared up with joy. Maybe I'm in heaven. I'm not really sure. But all I could say was, you know, Mom, I'm fine. I'm doing just fine. I guess today wasn't ruined after all. But I couldn't bear to tell them what's happened. I just didn't want that day to be ruined. Well, that's my story, everyone, on how I died. Like they say, you never know what you truly have until it's gone. Who said that was always a bad statement, right? Don't worry about me, everyone, or whoever is listening, because for once, I'm actually happy. As for Alan, though, I'm not sure what's going on with him. But either way, I wish him the best, and to never see him, ever, again. Hello?
Who's there? Hey, David. How the hell did you find me?
I'm dead.
Is that what you believe?
What are you talking about? I'm dead. I saw me die.
David, none of that happened. Who you saw was not you. I keep telling you. It was Rich, said Alan. I then started to look around and see that the room was white. I saw Alan, who had on a flannel shirt, and he seemed old. Wait, how old am I? I then looked at my hands and wait, they're not mine. Am I an old man? I then touched my face and looked at Alan because in my mind, I was dead. Wait, am I alive? It was you that killed Rich. David, due to him finding you as we played, and things got out of hand, where he shoved you into a tree and he ended up hitting him with a rock, where you lost to the case of self-defense, said Alan.
How long has it been?
It's been 30 years.
Wait, if you know all this, why didn't you do anything to stop it?
Alan then said nothing and gave me a smile.
What are you not telling me, Alan? All I saw was a blank stare on his face, where I wondered if it was me, or was I falsely convicted? Tell me!
I then tried to latch out at Alan to get him to talk, where the guards saw me and him being escorted out, and he walked out with a little smile on his face. I'm no longer the David I used to be, or who I thought I was, and I'm in hell. The hell that I created. I mean, it wasn't me, right? My Best Friend Alan was written and narrated by yours truly. Make sure to like and subscribe to be notified for when the next story unveils itself. Until next time, ta-ta for now.